upload videos that are related to sewing. You can't see my sewing machine right now. My office is kind of upside down. If you are new here, hey, and I hope you enjoy this video. I hope you continue to watch it until the end. And if you are a returning subscriber, listen, okay, I have a good reason why I decided to do this. Just hear me out. I checked out this book. It's Singer, The Perfect Fit. I checked it out because I always go through and check out what sewing books my public library has. And I saw how wonderfully fit everything fit these models that they had here. And I was like, and I saw this, and it helps. This method that I'm about to show you that I did helps you figure out what kind of shape you are. But not just that, I already knew that I was a rectangle figure, but I didn't really understand what that meant. I watched a lot of videos and they didn't explain a lot to me. This is the figure that I am. She even has like the big arms as I do, pretty, you know, thick legs. And the reason why I did this is because I still had so many fitting questions, but then this book takes it a step further. It shows you what kind of shoulders you have, and I actually have sloping shoulders, which was awesome to find out. So overall, I found out that I had sloping shoulders, and then I have full arms, and I have a thick waist, and then I have kind of small to average hips. I'm in between both of these. I also have full thighs. I have full thighs. And then here I have a full bust, which is a C cup. I have this kind of back, which makes it to where I have this kind of abdomen. My abdomen always sticks out. It doesn't matter how much weight I lose or how fit I am. My abdomen sticks out because of my swayed back. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. So I went ahead and switched to a voiceover. Thus, if you are planning to do this, the supplies you'll need are on the screen. And make sure to wear an elastic at your waist. I actually forgot to do this, and I had to go back and put my elastic on and then, you know, mark a dot of where it was. But just make sure to wear a necklace, a very small fitted necklace, and an elastic waist. Make sure to change into something that's form-fitting, not tight, but form-fitting. And as this is, by the way, this is my husband. Yes, shout out to my hubby for helping me. Look at how short we are. But okay, so my husband went ahead and traced the outline of my figure, and I will say that it was very complicated to do, simply because you're not a flat object. Therefore, tracing your figure, you know, using our pencil, a marker, he ended up getting crafty and using a ruler so he can just trace the outline as straight as possible, because my arms touch my torso right in my armpit area when I'm standing straight, and the thighs, my inner thighs touched. My husband did. That's supposedly me. He got my legs all upside. Why is one side thicker than the other? ¿Por qué está un lado más grueso que el otro? Chinito, no jodas.
Es que tu blusa no deja.
¿Cómo me la meto? So what I did here is I went ahead and tucked in my shirt, because my husband was telling me that it's kind of difficult to trace the outline as close as possible, as straight as possible, when there's like a layer of clothing over it, you know, when there's clothing layering on top of each other. And he just used the ruler because he found it a lot easier to trace around, you know, hard edges. And yeah, and the second time went okay, but I was standing lopsided. It's actually really, really hard for me to stand straight, and I didn't find that, I never understood why. And if you watch until the end of the video, you'll know why. One thing I will say, it's kind of weird seeing your body outline. Right here, you can tell by my face that both my husband and I were getting irritated, simply because it was like, oh my gosh, he was like, quit moving, and I was like, it's hard for me to stand, you know? So this was the second attempt, and you can tell that I was standing lopsided, and my head was kind of leaned towards the left side, and we went ahead and tried it again. You know, props to my husband for having such amazing patience for me. And we tried it again, and this time he became really stern. He was like, don't move, don't move. And if you notice my belly kind of moving up and down really heavily, it's because I was flexing the entire time. It's really hard for me, again, to stand up completely straight, and you'll know why. I'll get into why that was difficult for me. And it was hard too, because I'm very ticklish. Like, you know, when he was going around me and stuff, I'm just very, very ticklish. When he put the ruler in between my thighs, it was just like, oh, that tickles me. And it still was not perfect by any means. I do think that my shoulders were a little bit higher, you know, and a little bit closer together. And I think my waist was a tad bit, maybe like 2 inches more in. And my arms, even though I do have full arms, you know, kind of big arms, I don't think that they look that big. But my husband did the best he could, and I didn't want to bother him anymore. I felt like that was a lot, so I just left him alone. He also came back and traced my hands, which I was really happy that he did. I didn't care for the fingers, I just wanted the thumbs. So, yeah, and that's it. Now I'm going to mark all the points that I need to grab the measurements. This part, maybe if you squint your eyes, you can see where the yellow dots are. That is what I'm doing. I'm sorry that the picture is such poor quality, but it's just the basic measurements, or the starting measurements that you need for everybody. For example, it's like you draw a line right in the middle where your necklace was, and where you should have made a mark where your necklace naturally sat on your neck. Then you make a mark on your shoulders, then your waist, along with your hips, your knees, and where else? Yeah, so your neck, your shoulders, your waist, your hips, your knees, and I think that's it. Let me see. Yeah. And your ankles, I believe, just because your ankles are important to know, you know, where you want pants to sit and stuff. This was very confusing. I know I made multiple mistakes. After you're done doing all the lines, you also need to make one on your armpit, right where the creases of your arms are. That's where you need to make another line. And once you've made all the lines, you actually take the paper off of the wall and you fold it in fourths. Be very careful when you do this. You grab the top of your head, so the top outline, and you make it match the bottom of the floor where your ankles end. I started folding it and I realized that I was folding it wrong, because I was folding the green lines. You don't want to fold the green lines. You fold it in half, and even here it's wrong. You grab the top of your head of the wall and you make sure that it's aligned with the ankles of the drawing. Once that's done, then you fold it one more time and you fold it in half. So here you can see that I finally understood that. I And because it was already folded, I took scissors and cut the ends just a snip so that I knew that that was the real fold, not the fake fold. And then I folded it again in half so it's folded in fourths, and I cut the real lines and then I taped it back up. Now it's time to analyze my shape. When it comes to analyzing your shape, everybody is going to draw a rectangle. Once you draw the rectangle, you stand back from your drawing and you look at it and squint a little bit, and you can see the shape, the 4 shapes that your figure could possibly be. And that shape for me was a rectangle. Honestly, don't think that this is for a beginner sewer. I do think that this is for somebody who has been sewing a few patterns already, knows how to follow a pattern, and has an idea of what kind of body shape they are, but they still need a couple more measurements so that they can get that right fit. If you are someone, when you are ready to get that right fit and you can follow along, then this video is for you. But if you're getting confused a lot, try to just go back to basics. Sewing can get difficult, but we all learn at our own pace and we all enjoy sewing. So if this is not enjoyable for you, I totally understand. This is enjoyable for me and I'm really enjoying to learn this, and I hope that for those of you out there that love seeing this kind of video, I hope you get a lot out of this. So these green lines are the original green lines that I made, okay? Now I flipped the page and it's talking about shoulder contours. I have sloping shoulders. I don't think that these are drawn properly, but I think my husband did the best he could. And between these, it says that if you are not sure what a sloping shoulder is, there's your neck measurement. By the way, I was supposed to wear a necklace when I did this, like a low necklace, and I didn't do that. But I mean, it's okay. I still got the measurements. It's if your shoulders drop more than 2 inches from 2 inches or more from the neckline. So that is true. Check this out. This and this. So the space, this is the shoulder point and this is the neck point. Okay, right here and right here, I just drew them out so I can see. And if it's 2 inches or more apart, it means that I have a sloping shoulder. Guess what? It is. So I have sloped shoulders, okay? I'm not gonna lie, doing this as well has made me a little bit not insecure, but just aware of why clothes doesn't look right on me. And I'm not gonna say that I'm almost angry, but in reality, clothes is just made for not for people with sloped shoulders. No siree, Bob. Now the next one is finding arms. I already know I have full arms. I honestly don't need to take a measurement for that, so I know that I have to do adjustments for my arms. That's why, if you've noticed, I like things that either have more of a kimono type of sleeve or are just bigger in the arms. So here is my waist and here is my hips. Because we know that I am a rectangle shape, my waist is thick. So what I've been doing for my waist is I create the illusion that it's thinner. I like making my waist look snatched, so I always just create the illusion of my thick waist, creating the illusion that it's smaller than what it is. As far as my hips, they're small. I'm a small person. My bust, my waist, and my hips are close to the same measurement. My bust is 37 inches, my waist is 31 inches, and my hips are 38 inches. So 37, 31, and 38. That is less than a 9-inch difference, so everything is just symmetrical. My thighs are thick. Okay, that basically means that your legs touch together even when you're standing and you separate your legs. I personally don't want a thigh gap. Is that if that is something that you want, I hope you get it. But I personally, I'm okay with my thighs rubbing. I love the thickness in my whole body, except I could do with less thickness in my arms though. But I have full thighs. Doing this process really helped me a lot. I didn't know that I had sloped shoulders. My waist is up here. For example, this sports bra, like, look how low that is. That's when it should be up here. See that? And it's interesting because in the front, it goes up. In the back, it goes farther down, and in the front, it comes up, and I didn't understand why, and now I do. It's because I have a swayed back. Twerk, 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 twerk. What does that mean? It means that my back curve is more prominent. So it's like this. Don't make fun of me. I know like I look goofy as fuck, but hear me out. This is an anterior tilt. Okay, that's when, you know, the girls that always exaggerate their butt and they're always walking like this and, you know, showing off their butt. Okay, some of us can't help but to do that. I were to fix my anterior tilt, it's gonna take some abs, okay? That's what my back should look like. I am flexing so hard right now. My abs are flexed, like, whoo. Okay? Okay. I can't normally stand like this. I always have to flex my abdomen so I can bring in my tilt. But when I relax, that's my body right there. Do you see that? So from this moment on, not only do I need to do length adjustments, which I have been working on, but I also need to do shoulder adjustments, not on all patterns, but on some I will need to do shoulder adjustments. I need to see on the pattern where the natural waist is, and I also need to fix and make adjustments for the back. I did watch a couple tutorials on how to do it, and some women say that you can just open this up just a little bit, or you can just completely take it in from the back. But then if you do that, you have to adjust the front, because if you take it in from the back, then it causes the front to be longer. And that is something that I have struggled with before, is where I make the garment shorter, but then I don't understand why in the front it's longer and then in the back it rises. And I was like, oh, it's because big booty goals, girl. That's why. No, that is not why. It is because I have this big ass curve in my back that's messing up my entire sewing gig. Also, because I did this, I wanted to go ahead and use my new self-found knowledge and sew this pattern. So I want to sew the McCall's M7755. I think I have just enough fabric to make this this romper right here. I think this would look really, really cute, and I want to go ahead and make it with the tie. And some of the things that I will be doing is I know I'm going to need to shorten it. Yeah, so I think this is a very easy pattern to go ahead and adjust the pattern pieces and then go ahead and sew it up and wear it. I'm very excited to mess with this. I'm excited to get everything right. I know it's not going to happen the very first time I sew this, but I'm excited to make the adjustments and know exactly what I'm working with. If you are someone that is a visual learner like myself, I highly recommend you go ahead and check your public library or order this book online. I will put it down in the description box. And that is it. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Thank you for enjoying this little shenanigan that I put together. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, week, and month. And don't forget to make it a great year. Bye.